Mr. Speaker, H.R. 1737 passed out of the Financial Services Committee by a vote of 47 to 10. It nullifies guidance put forward by the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, in which the CFPB was specifically exempted from making in the first place. In addition, the CFPB's disregard for its statutory limitation, the CFPB's methodology is severely flawed. According to a study by the Charles Rivers Associates, the CFPB's methodology overestimates minorities by up to 41%, leading many to question the reliability of the results. In addition, and more importantly to me, Mr. Speaker, the rule provides for consideration of H.R. 511, the Tribal Labor Sovereignty Act of 2015. When Congress passed the National Labor Relations Act in 1935, it specifically recognized all governments were excluded. Subsequent regulations and case law further recognize this exemption applies to territories, possessions, the District of Columbia, and state-operated port authorities. From the 1970s until 2004, the NLRB recognized that tribal governments are exempt from the NLRA as sovereign governments. Unfortunately, in 2004, the NLRB decided to reverse 69 years of prior precedent and strip tribes of their ability of self-government. In our first terms in Congress, Chairman Klein and I both worked to try and restore the sovereignty of this board had stripped away. While unsuccessful at that time, I'm happy we are able to now rectify this injustice. H.R. 511, the Tribal Labor Sovereignty Act, would unequivocally state that tribal governments are not subject to the National Labor Relations Act. I respect my friends who hold different opinions, but in this case, they are simply wrong. In the NLRB's 2004 decision, they made an arbitrary distinction between commercial activity and governmental activity. If you're a tribe and it's a commercial activity, they said the NLRB could regulate it. But the same standard isn't applied to any other government exempted from the NLRA, regardless of whether it engages in commercial activities or not. Their nature as a government precludes their regulation under the NLRA. Practically every county and city in this country has a golf course. Most states have a lottery. The National Park Service operates hotels. Virginia and other states sell alcohol. Many cities operate convention centers. All of these activities are not regulated under the NLRA. It should be the same with tribes. In addition, Mr. Speaker, I'm pleased that this rule sets up a process for us to go to conference on an ESEA reauthorization. The last time we considered an ESEA reauthorization was 13 years ago. It's far past time to reauthorize this critical program. Mr. Speaker, I urge support of the rule and the underlying legislation, and with that, I reserve the balance of my time.